I didn't see my husband. The man standing in front of me was Richard Fields. And he was coming at me again, and he was going to rape me. And I couldn't let that happen. I had to stop him. I couldn't stop him before, but I had to stop him now.
You had to stop him. Whom did you have to stop?
Richard Fields.
So you're saying that you looked at Dimitri and in his place you saw Richard Fields? You were looking at Dimitri and saw your rapist?
Yes. And I never meant to hurt Dimitri. Never.
Could you please explain to the jury why it is you felt you could never hurt Dimitri Merrick?
Because he's my husband. And I love him.
Love him? You use that present tense. You mean you're still in love with him?
Yes.
Everything's all right now. Bianca is sleeping peacefully.
Peace? Joe, no one will know any peace until Richard Fields is dead.
I know I'm not supposed to be here.
You've got that one right.
Wait, please let me in. Anton, please.
Remove your arm or I'll break it.
You have to help me. I need you.
All My Children, brought to you by Chunky, for people who like soup in a big way.
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, may I please come in?
What, is this another trick? Did you bring any reporters or weapons?
I swear I'm alone. I'm all alone, please.
Okay, but you can't stay long.
Thank you.
Dimitri is not home. If he walks in, you're dead.
Sorry to bother you. I know how you feel about me, but I don't have any place else to go.
I've not heard that one before.
Anton, I was wrong. I was horribly wrong, and I know it, and I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a big switch. It means you must want something.
Help. I want your help. I don't know what else to do. I'm desperate.
I've got things to do. If you can't just tell me what's
Please,
going on.
wait, okay? When I left the hospital, I went back to the motel. And I heard screams coming from my room. A child's scream. So I opened the door, and Bianca was there with my father.
Bianca? Your old man went after Erica's little girl.
He didn't hurt her. She's okay. He scared her badly. But I got there in time.
In time for what? Dear God.
How do you think I felt? It was happening in front of my eyes.
How long was she alone with him?
I don't know. Couldn't have been more than 5 or 10 minutes, but he ripped her skirt and he was mauling her, and it was disgusting, but I got her out of there. I brought her back safely, and then I threw up.
This did not have to happen.
Still feel like throwing up.
Everyone warned you about him.
I was a fool, okay? I believed him. I believed in the great Richard Fields. Now I have no one.
And whose fault is that? Did anybody hold a gun to your head and force you to believe in Richard Fields? No, you chose to believe in him.
It was a mistake, and I'm sorry. Now that I see what kind of animal he really is, it makes me sick. Anton, you once told me that if I faced the truth about my father, that you would stand by me.
That was a long time ago. And you told me what I could do with that offer, right?
On my knees.
Yeah, right.
I admitted I was wrong. I'm sorry. I will do anything to prove that I mean it.
Anything.
Anything.
Okay. Start by telling the truth about what you did to Erica and Dimitri.
Miss Kane, you testified that the confusion in your mind between Richard Fields, the man who raped you when you were 14, and your present husband, Dimitri Merrick, began when you went to the hunting lodge that evening and saw Dimitri Merrick take Kendall Hart by the shoulders and shake her. Is that correct?
Yes.
You were outside of a window looking in, and Dimitri Merrick's face became Richard Fields' face. And you became so terrified that you left the hunting lodge without ever making your presence known. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that when you began to think of Dimitri Merrick as a rapist?
No. I never would have left Kendall alone with him had I thought that.
So in other words, in your mind, you did not begin to associate Dimitri Merrick with the criminal act of rape until Kendall Hart came to you the next morning and accused Dimitri Merrick of raping her.
Yes.
And even after a year of lies and betrayals by Kendall Hart, you still believed her? Why?
Because I had to. The crime of rape is brutal enough. But to turn your back on the victim, to doubt her, I don't know, to me that even seems maybe worse. I know what it's like not to be believed by a parent. I just couldn't do that to anybody, what my father had done to me.
Kendall Hart has testified before this court that she never that morning or at any other time told you Dimitri Merrick raped her. Now, is it possible that you were confused, that you misunderstood her?
No, it is not. I heard her very clearly. Kendall Hart said Dimitri raped her.
Miss Kane, the prosecution has made much of the fact that you took Kendall Hart to the hospital and then drove directly to the hunting lodge where you confronted your husband, Dimitri Merrick, stabbed him in the heart with a letter opener, and left him there wounded and bleeding without calling for any help. How would you explain that?
I thought he was dead. Richard Fields, not my husband. I thought I had killed Richard Fields. I thought that I had finally defended myself against my rapist and defended Kendall and all of his victims. I was actually proud of myself. I felt elated for a short while. Obviously, I was out of my mind.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is mandated to supply facts, not opinions.
I'm sorry.
Miss Fry, keep your witness in line, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Kane, can you tell us when you actually found out or began to understand what you had actually done that morning?
When I went to the hospital. I went directly there because I couldn't wait to tell Kendall that everything was all right, that it was all over, that neither one of us had to fear Richard Fields anymore. But when I got to the hospital, everyone told me that I couldn't have stabbed Richard Fields because Richard Fields was in California. And then my mother asked me about Dimitri. And that's when I finally realized the terrible mistake I had made. The appalling crime that I had committed against my husband. And I was horrified, I was sickened, and I was so sorry. I wanted at that time to go back to the lodge, and I wanted to see if Dimitri was all right. But Jack and the doctors, they wouldn't allow me to leave the hospital at that point. They admitted me to the hospital.
Thank you. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Miss Fry. Mr. Tanner, due to the lateness of the hour, we will postpone your cross-examination until tomorrow and dismiss the jury.
Your Honor, I respectfully request that the court stay in session at least long enough for me to begin my cross-examination.
Your Honor, this witness is exhausted. She's been testifying for several hours. Even the jury needs a rest, Seth.
Well, counsel, as you so ably pointed out before, too many delays cost the taxpayers money.
A little human consideration, Your Honor. That's all we ask.
You may cross-examine the witness in full tomorrow. You may step down. This court is adjourned.
All rise.
You were great.
You were great. You were honest. You were forthcoming. You were perfect.
Congratulations.
Joe, what are you doing?
Gonna call the police.
No, I ask you not to call the police until Erica's here. Now please, hang up.
Look, Mona, we really don't want to wait on this. Richard Fields tried to molest that little girl. He deserves to be behind bars.
There's plenty of time to deal with him. Now, I think that Erica is the one who should notify the police. Now, meanwhile, would you please wait here with Bianca while I go out for a few minutes? I'll be right back. Coral went out and...
Look, you're not thinking of leaving, Bianca, are you? You're not serious.
I have something very important that I have to do. And give me your word now that you will not tell anybody about Bianca, because I don't want Erica to hear about this in the wrong way.
Mona, where on earth do you have to go?
Home. I baked a casserole for the church supper tonight. I have to give it to Mrs. Phillips and take my medication. I mean, in all the uproar, I just forgot about everything. And promise me now that you won't do anything about calling the police until Erica's here. There's plenty of time to notify the authorities.
Mona, what if he skips town?
Richard Fields? He's not going anywhere. Oh, Joe, thank you for everything.
Mona, you sure you're all right?
If Bianca wakes up, tell her that everything is all right. There's nothing to worry about. Not anymore.
Yes, who is it?
Telegram for Mrs. Fields from Los Angeles, California.
No, it's you.
Wasn't sure you'd fall for the telegram ploy, but it was worth a try.
Look, I don't know what it is that you want, but I'm afraid I can't help you.
You're packing.
Look, just get out.
It's too bad your trip just got canceled.
Look, you stupid old woman. You have no control over me or where I go or what I do.
Oh, Miss Fields, I beg to differ. I think this gives me a great deal of control. It's a boning knife, very sharp.
The sight of it in your hand strikes fear and loathing into my heart. Well, now that we've had a good laugh, we can drop the phony theatrics, and you can go back to your stitch and chatter.
There are no theatrics. Done this before, you know. Killed.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
I warned you that if Erica went to prison, that I would kill you. But that was before you hurt my granddaughter.
I didn't touch that kid.
You ripped her skirt and you intended to molest her just the way you did Erica. Now the time has come for you to die.
So it felt right to tell this out loud, to not hide it anymore.
I was proud of you.
We all were.
The jury now has to decide whom to believe, you or Kendall. And in my opinion, from the way you handled yourself on that witness stand, I bet they'd lean in towards you.
And boy, was the DA ticked, huh?
I think we've got him. I really do.
I make a motion we blow this pop stand and take our star witness home so she can get some rest. What do you say?
Mona will be happy to hear how well things went.
And Bianca, my goodness, my poor baby's been so worried about everything, and finally I can tell her something went right.
Well, let's get home and tell her. Did you forget something?
No, I was just hoping that maybe...
always told you the truth.
All right, you can tell that garbage to your friend Seth Tanner, the district attorney, but not to me.
Why won't you listen to me?
Because even now you're lying, Kendall. Get off Dimitri's property now.
You do things, too. Your mother said that you were a rapist child, that she didn't love you, that she never would.
No, I wouldn't do what you did. Nobody would. It's sick.
It's really easy for you to say when you've never been rejected.
And how do you know I've never been rejected? You don't know a thing about me. Because you don't think or talk about anything but yourself. And when you do, half the time you lie.
People say horrible things to me all the time. They don't care. Why did I think that you would be any different? People have hated me for as long as I can remember. Prayed that my mother would be different. She's just like the rest. She wishes that I'd never been born. And you know what? So did I the day that she said, Kendall, I don't love you, and I don't think I ever will.
She was being honest.
She left me no choice but to find my father.
Oh, you had plenty of choices. Erica asked you to forget Richard Fields, and you agreed. You gave her your word, and then you broke.
She made me. I needed to believe that one of my parents could possibly love me.
Your parents are crazy about you, Kendall. Bill and Alice Hart adopted you, raised you. They still call you every Sunday from Florida. For crying out loud, Kendall, if you wanted love, why not turn to them?
I don't belong with them. I told you that.
You belong in hell for what you did to Erica. You dug up her rapist to punish her. You shoved Richard Fields in her face every chance you got.
All I ever wanted was her love.
Oh, bull. You wanted revenge. Erica torn to pieces, completely destroyed.
That was my father's fault. He lied to me about everything. He told me she wanted him. He called her a slut. I was just stupid enough to believe him. He talked about the life we could have had together in Hollywood, that if Erica had told him he would have wanted me, he would have raised me, and God help me, I was so desperate for love, I believed that monster.
All right, now stop trying to blame Richard Fields for everything, okay? How about what you did to Erica and Dimitri?
I admitted all of that. I testified in court.
You said that Erica found out by accident that Dimitri took you to Los Angeles. That it just slipped out. Well, that's not how it really happened, is it, Kendall? That little piece of information slipped out on purpose.
Okay. Maybe I did tell her on purpose, but only because she was so smug.
You blew her out of the water. You knew she wouldn't forgive Dimitri for that.
Oh. I knew she'd be angry, but I didn't think that she'd never forgive him.
You knew she'd move out. That was your goal. And as soon as you got rid of her, you tried to take her place in Dimitri's bed. Isn't that right?
Right, okay. I said you were right about everything, didn't I?
Well, we haven't covered everything yet, Kendall. You did go to Linden House that morning after we made love. That much was true. But you didn't tell Erica that you slept with me. You told her Dimitri had raped you.
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
That's how it really happened,
No, I didn't. That's not true.
Isn't it? Don't lie, Kendall.
No, I didn't. It's not true.
Okay, you're pathological. Get out of here.
Okay. Okay, it's all true. I told Erica that Dimitri raped me.
Joe, hi.
Joe, where's Carl? Where's Bianca?
Everything's
Is she all right?
Everything's all right. Bianca's upstairs. She's sleeping.
Well, is she hurt?
No, she's all right. I gave her a mild sedative to calm her down. Oh, wait, let me briefly tell you what happened.
Well, what do you mean
before go running
everything's fine?
upstairs.
What do you mean now? What
Well,
happened?
I'll tell you. Apparently, shortly after you left for court, Bianca called the limo service and got herself driven over to the Pinecone Motel. Gather she wanted to give Kendall a piece of her mind.
I set her down specifically. I told her to stay away from Kendall. She went over there? Mm-hmm. What did Kendall do to her?
Well, unfortunately, Kendall wasn't there. Not at that moment, in any event.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he was there. But Kendall showed up just in time, and nothing happened.
Oh, no, no.
Joe, you tell me. He never touched her?
No, she's
He
all
never
right.
touched her?
No. He tore her skirt and scared her thoroughly, but aside from that, she's fine.
Oh,
Away years ago.
She's sleeping.
Wait, Eric.
I don't care.
Joe, what else?
Well, there's a little more. Shortly after Kendall arrived there, Mona showed up. Kendall turned Bianca over to Mona, and Mona took her, and then she called me on the telephone, and I met them here, and that's when she was a little hysterical, so I gave Bianca a shot. But then, Mona took it into her head to leave. Something about she had to go home and take her medication. But I think she's got some crazy idea of getting revenge against Richard Fields.
I would have preferred a gun, but one wasn't available.
You Kane women love to play with sharp objects, don't you? What are you going to do with it? Plunge it into my heart? Well, come on. Go ahead. Come on. Have at me. Here. Why don't you just take this home and cut some brisket with it? You know, I think you are much too good and kind to kill anyone. I hope that's a comfort to you. I leave here with nothing but miserable memories. What are you doing?
Calling the police, which is what I should have done in the first place.
Put that phone down. I said put that phone down. Oh, God, the pen. God, just.
Why is she here?
I came to see Anton.
What, to throw yourself at him? Beg for pity? You fell for this?
Tell Dimitri what you just told me. Come on, Kendall, tell him. Go on, Kendall. Tell him the truth, all of it.
All right. I left my father alone at the motel today. When I came back, he was with Bianca.
What?
She came to the Pinecone looking for me, and she found him.
Where is she? Is she hurt?
No, I mean, she's okay. She's not hurt.
Did he threaten her?
He had her cornered.
Fields went after her. He ripped her skirt, but Kendall got there in time. He never really got to hurt Bianca. Right, Kendall?
I shouted at him to let go, but he looked at me as if he'd never seen me before. So I screamed, and I forced him to let go of Bianca, and thank God he did.
Where is Bianca now?
Wait,
no, where is she?
Mona showed up, and she took her back to Erica's. It was so disgusting, but it woke me up. My father used me. He tricked me into...
All right. What did you tell the police when you called them?
The police? I didn't think to call the police. I just wanted to get her out of there safely, and then I went back, and I told him off, and I collapsed outside, and... Well, Dimitri, wait! Where are you going?
Nice going, Kendall. She got rid of Dimitri without incriminating herself. But that's the plan, isn't it? Tell everyone now that you were taking in by Richard Fields, that he used you, he tricked you. And forget about what you did to Erica.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing.
You do know now, don't you? Are you still going to send Erica to prison?
Oh, this is very good. This is much better than the attack you faked in court. This is almost as convincing as the one you played in Eric's picture Appointment with Tomorrow. Do you remember that? That was one of your best pictures, one of the last good ones you made before your career went on the skids. By the way, did you know that the leading lady in that picture was my husband's mistress? I don't think I ever told you that I've seen almost all of your old movies. It hasn't been easy because none of them are classics. I mean, they're cheap, second-rate trash. That's about all you ever did in the motion picture business. That's how you'll be remembered. You're a rotten actor and a vile human being. I used to set my alarm for even 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to get up and watch those old clunkers of yours. Because I wanted to memorize your technique, every bit of it. Do you know why? I wanted to try to understand what it was about you that my daughter could trust. Why you could fool young girls. Oh, you had pity on Erica, didn't you, when you raped her? She begged you to stop hurting her. But you took pleasure in her pain. Oh, that's a nice touch. That's really very good. But you're a fool if you think I'm falling for it. You may have noticed that I'm older than Erica and Bianca and your other young victims. I know a phony when I see one. I think I'll call the police when I get to Erica's. That is, if she hasn't already called them. It's no accident that all of your victims were children. Any adult would have told you what a miserable, second-class failure you always have been.
The suspect's name is Richard Fields. He assaulted a young child, tried to rape her over at the Pinecone Motel on Route 29. This is about 45 minutes or an hour ago. Physical description. White, male, Caucasian, 70 to 80 years old. He's 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. He's of no threat to an adult, but, and get this is important, the little girl's grandmother, it seems, might be on the way over to the Pinecone to customize the creep, so I want a squad car sent over there pronto. Roger, I will meet the car at the motel. You got it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're not going anywhere without me, Trevor. Just hang on a second. Right?
That little girl is up there asleep in her bed in her little nightgown, and she is clutching her tiger to her face, and her face is swollen from crying, and she is now calling out in her sleep. I would like to strangle that man. I would like to strangle him with my bare hands.
Trevor, just call police headquarters. We're going to have a squad car meet us there. We will take care of it.
I'm going with you.
No, honey, you can't. What if Bianca wakes up? She's going to need you.
I would like him to suffer like he made her suffer.
I would like to see him drawn and quartered myself. But we can't take the law into our own hands. Now, you have to stay here, Erica, please.
Where's my mother? Joe, where is my mother?
She said she had to go off and do something.
Let's roll it here. We don't got time.
All right, we'll call you. We'll let you know.
Just be careful.
Hang on.
I swear to you, Joe. I swear I am trying everything I know to hold on, but I swear I feel like I'm going out of my mind.
Mommy?
What do you know? There is a God.
Need help.
Unless you're rehearsing for another one of your phony attacks.
Rita. Oh.
Maybe it is, Fields. I can barely find a pulse.
Please, get help. Get help.
You want me to call an ambulance? Or you want me to forget what a low-life coward you are? What you did to Erica when she was only a child, what you tried to do tonight to Bianca, and heaven knows how many other little girls in your lifetime? You want me to forget what a deranged pervert you are and what, obey some basic instinct I might have to call for help? Well, guess what, Fields? I am fresh out of decent impulses. I lost the last one when my marriage ended. Because it couldn't survive the memories my wife had of what you did to her. So now, Fields, it's just you and me. I mean, here we are. The curtain's about to come down. It's your final exit, Fields. And you're going to keep it in the company of a man who hates your filthy guts.
I hate it.
Fields? Check him out.
What the hell happened here, Dimitri?
Dead?
No pulse or respiration.
It's over for him. Just wish I could say the same for Erica and Bianca.
It's all right, sweetheart. Everything's all right. Mommy's here now.
Did they tell you what happened?
Well, Joe just told me, just now. And he gave you some medication, right, to make you sleep. So how do you feel? Are you okay?
Are you mad?
Well, I certainly wish that you had never gone to that motel. And I truly wish that you had stayed away from Kendall the way we spoke about. But none of this would have happened to you. But no, of course I'm not mad. I'm just so sorry that you had this terrible experience, honey. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
I never want anything bad to happen to you. Not ever.
Why did it?
Because there is bad in the world, honey. Not everyone is good. And that's why Daddy and I are so careful with you, and we want you to be careful. We try to tell you, be careful. Never go with strangers, never talk to strangers. Daddy and I want to protect you from evil men like Richard Fields.
You scared me.
I know he did, baby, I know.
He said yucky things. He pushed me against the wall and held my arms down. Oh. He was strong. He was gross. Why was he like that?
Because he's sick. Because he's very, very sick. And I don't mean like a cold or a flu or even cancer. I mean there is something sick in his mind. And he's the kind of person who wants to hurt other people.
He hurt you, too.
Yes, honey, he did. Sweetheart, do you remember when Kendall showed up and I told you how she was born? Well, do you remember that you asked me a lot of questions and I never really answered them very fully? I want to tell you why. Because every time I would think about Richard Fields and what he had done to me, it made me feel so bad inside. Like it was my fault. Like I should have been able to stop him. Like I should have been able to make his sickness go away. But of course that wasn't true. It wasn't my fault. And it wasn't your fault, Bianca. Whatever he did to you, honey, that was not your fault.
That's what Grandma said.
And Grandma was right.
Can we forget about it now?
No, honey, we can't. I tried that. That doesn't work, honey. I never talked about it. I never told anybody. Not Daddy and not Opal, not Uncle Jack, not Dimitri, not anybody until Kendall showed up.
I don't want to talk about it either.
I know. But do you know what the best thing is? The best thing for both of us is to hold our heads up high and face what happened and talk about it to each other and have all our feelings and talk about it till 3 o'clock in the morning if we need to, or till we're blue in the face if that's what we need to do. That's okay, honey. We can do that, and that way we can accept it. And we can get over it.
Oh, it was disgusting.
I know. And I'm sure you feel like hiding right now. But I want you to know something. You are not alone, baby. You have me. You have your mommy here. And you can tell me anything, honey. Anything. Mommy is not afraid to hear the truth anymore. You talk to me, sweetheart.
I don't want Erica to go to prison, but I can't say that I lied in court. Anton, that's perjury.
That didn't seem to bother you before.
You don't know the DA. He's had it in for me for day one. He accused me of wrecking his case. If he finds out that I lied, that I told Erica that Dimitri raped me, he's going to be thrilled to send me up the river to get even.
So you're going to let him send Erica up instead? For 10 to 20 years?
But it doesn't have to come to that. They could declare a mistrial or something. You could convince Dimitri to drop the charges. But you could. Dimitri likes you. He listens to you. He knows how much you care about him and Erica.
This is the kind of help you want from me?
Yeah.
Look, for one thing, it's too late to drop the charges. Dimitri didn't press charges in the first place. The state did. He just cooperated. And now it's almost over. The case is about to go to the jury.
Okay, but you could convince him to make a statement to the judge supporting Erica.
You don't get it, Kendall. I'm not going to tell Dimitri to do anything. This is your mess. You have to admit what you did and accept the consequences.
What if I can't?
If you can't, you know better than your father. You're no different than Richard Fields. Go on, Kendall. You must have the DA's phone number memorized by now. Come on, what are you waiting for? If you don't change your testimony, Erica could still be found guilty. She could go to jail.
You know, honey, when I was your age, I thought Grandma was pretty hopeless. I mean, I thought that I was always the expert, that everything I said was right, but that everything Grandma said was, well, it was pathetic. I think it's amazing how much smarter and smarter Grandma has become over the years. You know what? No matter what I ever thought of her, the main thing was that she was always there for me.
I hope she always will be, Mom.
Me too, honey. There is nothing more precious and more powerful than a mother's love. You will always have mine, honey. Don't you ever forget that. And you can talk to Mommy, and you can tell me anything that confuses you or you just want to know about. And I swear I will always tell you the truth.
I promise to tell the truth, too.
Excuse me. Travis is on the telephone. It's for Bianca.
It's all right, sweetheart. You talk to Daddy. Your Daddy loves you, too, and he'll be on your side, too.
You really think so?
I'm positive. Absolutely. And if you want some privacy, you can take the call upstairs.
Okay.
And you tell your Daddy if he needs to talk to me that I'm here.
I love you, Mommy.
I love you too, honey. brave.
You're wonderful with her.
She's wonderful.
She's very lucky to have you for a mother.
For how long, Joe?
She won't lose you.
Joe, if the jury convicts me, they'll send me away.
They won't find you guilty.
They might. Then they'll send me to prison. And what will happen to my daughter then?
The only good thing we can say about Fields is he'll never hurt another woman or child ever again.
Amen. You mind telling me how you got here before we did?
Or if you have any idea where Mona might be.
I haven't seen Mona. I left the courtroom, I went home. Kendall was there. She told me what Fields did to Bianca. I tore right over here. I might have killed him myself, but the heart attack beat me to it.
Well, I wonder what Kendall thinks of her old man now.
I just wonder where the hell she is.
Yes, I'd like a one-way ticket from Center City to Australia. Sydney, Australia.
You have to admit what you did and accept the consequences. If you can't, you know better than your father. You're no different than Richard Fields.
My name? My name is Fields. Kay Fields.
This is Joan London.
And Charles Gibson.
Tomorrow, examining the ethical and medical impact of gene therapy.
Plus teaching children about cultural diversity. And Tim Allen on Good Morning America.
Dorian's got her eye on the perfect attorney, but will Nora come to her defense? Watch One Life to Live next.